Hey everyone, it's Alex from ASC. We've got an unboxing to do today, which is the brand new Pioneer SPH-DA77DAB. This is the follow-on from the 360, SPH-DA77DAB, which was a mechless unit, double-din short chassis, which sported Wi-Fi, CarPlay and Android Auto, as well as a USB plug-in. That has now been sort of ceased, and this is its replacement. So we're going to do a little unboxing, see what you get, and go from there. So let's start off with undoing the thing. Let's do that. My own frame there, Dan. You can pick it up if you want to.
Well, I'm just thinking, better angle for you.
Why not? Why not? Right. So first things first. We undo the box. We get some new thing that is coming out with units these days is these little clips. What it is, it's designed for your microphone or any other small cable. One side is a double-sided sticky pad, and the other side is like a soft metal clip that you can actually squeeze down. So you get 3 of these in there. You can put these on your A-pillar and obviously run your microphone cable carefully so you're not trapping it behind the airbag wire. We get some machine screw self-tappers. No, I'll say that again. We get some machine screw countersink 8mm screws for the side of the unit. Don't use anything longer than 8mm, otherwise you will penetrate the unit and it will all go horribly wrong. We will get the RCA leads out of the box. Now in here we have the same LSI plugs that we used to with the 360, and on there you've got front, left and right, rear, left and right, subwoofer out left and right, as in stereo, not mono, and then you have monitor out and secondary camera in. So with this one you could run a front camera and a rear camera, or a side camera and a rear camera, but it has an in and out as well, so you could run a roof screen off of it, but it's got the option to do a couple of things. Then 3.5mm jack with this one for the auxiliary, same white style plastic plug, 3.5mm jack input. Go through the leads first. Next one we've got same style white plastic plug, and then on the end of this we've got our telephone mute if you need that, steering wheel control, which is the 3.5mm jack, which comes from the any specific car harness, or the CAN bus interface box from Connect 2, something like that, and then the genuine rear camera view, which is the brown phono RCA lead. Okay, so yellow is kind of camera in to or monitor out, but the reverse camera on Pioneers is always the brown phono. Okay, don't get that confused, otherwise your reverse camera doesn't work. Then normal USB extension. This is type A, male and female. It is roughly 1.20 1.5 m, male and female, type A. Pioneer standard microphone. This is a 2.5mm jack. It comes with one Pioneer 90° 2.5mm jack. It comes with the headliner clip, or if you use this little tab here, you can slide out that piece there and you can actually put your sticky pad on top of your microphone plug, and it looks way nicer if it's stuck to the headliner or light with the double-sided foot like that. Obviously put these in the center next to your interior light. Don't put them on the airbag covers on the A-pillar trims. If you have an accident, you will have a shock when that thing belts you in the side of the face. Then, because this is a sat-nav style unit, as in it uses accuracy of GPS, it's not reliant on the phone, which is a good thing. The 160 does use your phone for everything, whereas the 360 and now the 77, they do use a FACRA 90° GPS puck, and then obviously you've got your little GPS aerial there. Don't leave the cable wound up inside the dash. The way that this works is it's spun copper inside here as an antenna. If you leave spun copper next to it or somewhere else, it will think that this is the aerial, not that. So you must undo these 2 tabs and stretch the aerial cord out so it's longer than this. Okay, so don't leave it coiled up because it'll act like its own aerial. Then Pioneer plug, as normal. We've got standard ISO, so you've got your speaker feeds on the top, front right, front left, rear left, rear right, and then on the other side we've got our powers, which will be permanent live, illumination, ground, ignition, and amp remote turn on or aerial turn on, whichever one you're using. That is a 3 amp maximum current draw. Don't use that to power up the red terminal on an amplifier like the positive input. That's just a turn on, just a relay turn on. You'll blow the board on the stereo if you do. We have our green handbrake wire. Now, lots of people ask about this. Don't use the Scotch lock that it comes with because these things are nasty. Pull the thing out, cut this, and then you can solder this to the black, and it will think that the car is in handbrake mode all the time, which means you get the full use, the full benefit of the unit. Some features, if this is not connected, will be turned off and will not let you do them because it thinks you're driving down the road watching films. But if you do that, and you do drive down the road and watch films, and you have an accident, that's on your stupid self. As well as that, we have a purple, which is your reverse camera input. All right, that's your reverse feed or off your SOT lead, your steering control harness, your CAN harness. That's where your purple goes. That's the turning on the reverse camera, so the screen automatically looks for the reverse camera, which will be your brown. Okay, so these two go together kind of thing, but not joined together. And we have a car speed pulse, which is pink. So this measures an electronic pulse off the vehicle, and what this is designed to do is give you more accurate GPS. So it's sensing, rather than just general GPS location, it uses the speed pulse to accurately measure where the car is in terms of its speed and how far it's traveled, as well as the GPS, so they kind of work together. You don't need to have this connected, but your sat-nav will be more accurate if you use both of them. If you're in a built-up city where the buildings are tall and your GPS is suffering because it can't see past buildings, this will give it the information that you are making your way down the traffic, or fast or slow, and it will accurately pinpoint where you are with that. It's useful, all right, but you don't need it. You don't need it. We have a surround. Now, this feels more like the Sony surround, actually. It's chamfered, it's not a square, it's not as blocky, and as you can see, there are different cutouts, so this will need to go a specific way on the unit. Don't get it twisted, otherwise it won't fit. And we get into box of instructions, so you'll get different languages, user guide, setup. You've got an option to register the unit, updates and things like that, warranty card. We don't need them, we know what we're doing, right? Then we get to the nitty-gritty of the radio. So, this one, they've got rid of the phones. Well done, Pioneer, looking after the environment. We have got rid of the phone, the polystyrene that some people can't touch because of,
phobias and that sort of stuff.
Phobias, yeah. We are now using cardboard, which is obviously recyclable. So they've gone and tried to protect the environment as best they can, and they've started using cardboard for the inlay, so your stereo is supported and not banging around the dash. We have, this is the new bit, a covering, soft covering on the inside to cover your stereo, and now we have a different style of cage. So the tabs on this one actually look more like the Kenwood. This is more of a Kenwood style cage, okay? This is very familiar with the Kenwood. This is the 110mm cage, which basically means it has these dimples. If you're fitting it in a normal fascia kit, they sometimes give you adapters, which is 100mm, which is pretty much exactly a doubled in size, rather than, as you can see through there, you probably see the gaps where the feet are. That adds up 5mm each side, which gives it a 110mm cage, right? So we pull off our covering, our screen protector.
Satisfying.
And there we have on the back, let's run through that. So we've got our USB in power, we've got the various plugs. You only use 3 of these. I don't know what the fourth one is for. We've got a GPS input, microphone input, FM aerial, and the DAB male SMB, or is it SMA, I forget, is under there. Then our screen itself, I've already got this ready, so let me grab this a second. We will plug in power. We're upstairs, so we will plug in GPS as well, because we'll get the unit loaded on. We're not going to have DAB, because obviously we can't play sounds anyway. But if I move my little adapter over, pop that in there, make sure my plug is turned on. There we go, it comes to life. So with this, you'll notice there's an extra display side up here. This has changed on the new system, so it doesn't look like the 360 anymore. So we've got our select a program language. Obviously we're English speaking, so we're going to go English, and it says location settings, so we're Europe, so we're going there. Speaker mode settings, we don't use network mode, that's more for like programming and things like that. We use the standard mode, so we press OK. Does the antenna require power? This is relating to the DAB aerial, and it sends a ghost signal up the center of the DAB aerial. We always have it on yes, so prick OK. And then we're on to, if you're reading this, it's basically like if you're driving down the road and the sat-nav says go straight over and there's traffic regulations that say you can't, it's you that's liable for not paying attention to the road. So at the time that this unit was telling you what to do, it was correct, but you accept the responsibility. And then it says turn on the Bluetooth on your smartphone and select the following devices. So I can do that now. So let me just get my phone out. We'll go on Bluetooth and it will tell me there is 77 DAB, so I am now pairing. It says would I like to pair with this device? I press yes and yes on my phone. And it will probably tell me do I wish to accept Android Auto? I press yes, I press allow, and then off we go. Ooh, nice. There we go. So here is our main menu. Obviously this tells us where we are in the world. There's the ASC Audio shop, and I have my sat-nav set to satellite view, so it's more normal kind of thing. We've got fast keys, you know, quick menus, you know where we go to often. It says Greg's.
Lunch.
Yeah. Down the side, we've got the main menu, which gets me through to my applications, which is all the buttons. And then if I scroll down through here, obviously we've got the, you know, the YouTube music, Spotify, smart things, reminders, WhatsApp, messages. You'll see here, look, Game Snacks has now got the P on it. So that's because we haven't got the handbrake wire connected. So it won't allow you to play games while you're doing 70 miles an hour down the road, right? It's common sense. And if you do connect up the green wire, that will become active. But like I say, don't be a bell end and crash. Right.
No, don't be a bell end and play games while doing 70 miles an hour.
So back to the main menu, which is this 4-button section there. So we press that, and this is our, oh, look at this, new look screen. So we've got digital radio, you've got web link I don't tend to use, Bluetooth, you've got your main settings, we've got 3 pages of this. So do we click down here? Oh look, we've got little setup menus on the side. You can program your DABs 1, 2 and 3, and you've got menu, you've got subwoofer access, you've got dimming capability nice and fast. You've got microphone over here, you've got different pages, you've got a switch selection. So oh, I see. So you can go between the pages quickly. So because my phone is paired up to this, if I wanted to go back to the Pioneer, I can actually swipe up, swipe down, and I can get to different menus nice and quickly. On my sources down here, we've got the normal. Apple Play, Android Auto, depending on your phone, Apple or Android. You've got your web link to do your wireless linking. Phone, connection, DAB, normal FM, Bluetooth, music, USB if you were plugged into it, and auxiliary. And then if we slide over one, you've got another settings menu there. You've got car features, camera view, display off. So if the screen is dark at night, you can touch it and it will black off, and then as soon as you tap the screen, it comes back on. Normal system settings, display settings, car audio settings, Wi-Fi settings, Bluetooth settings, camera settings, phone connectivity settings. So it's very familiar with regards to how it works. It's a lot like a 360, but you get more interaction, more features, new menu, but still does exactly what you need it to do. But it has the benefit of a single DIN chassis and a double DIN screen. So this is designed, I would think, knowing my cars, with like the new transit vans, which have a double DIN fascia. But actually the top section is blocked by part of the dash, and the radio actually sits underneath it. So different radios go different ways, as in unit at the top, screen down, or unit at the bottom, screen up. This is one of those. Obviously this is unit down, screen up. And we're just panning into some menus on the unit itself. But it's a really nice unit. The screen is actually a lot clearer with its resolution than the older system.
Do you know what I was going to say?
Go on.
I noticed while you were using it, from seeing us use 160s quite often and fit in the 160 more often than the 360, this seems much more responsive to you.
Faster?
Scrolling up and down through menus, flicking through screens.
Yeah.
It just seems smoother and quicker than the other units.
I mean, we've had the 360 and the 160 kind of came around about COVID time, and this was like the 230 was out, and that was my favourite unit, and we ran out of stock of that really fast. And then the 160 and the 360 came out, which filled the void. Obviously, this is one of those other units that is going to fill another void of having, you know, a different place in the market because of its chassis size. So you'll have the option to have this radio in spaces that won't fit a normal doubled in because of, you know, heater control panels or dash plastics and things like that. This will fill different voids. But the screen is very bright, the touch screen is very sensitive and quick. I like the little menus and things. It is a really nice unit, and I look forward actually to sticking one in a car and actually getting to grips with it fully and having a little play. It does have some really nice features, some really nice settings. Obviously you've got the option for colours, backgrounds which you can upload from your phone. You can do, you know, different styles, or you can scroll across and you can get stuff off your phone as well, and then you just apply them up there.
So there's a splash screen on there as well. You can change that to...
so rather than just a background, you can have a splash screen, which is the turn on mode. So as the unit comes to life, it'll come up with a display. So sometimes we'll put in the car manufacturer's logo, so like a Ferrari badge or an Audi badge. So as the car turns on, this will actually show that first. It just makes it's like a little nod to having a bit more of a standard integration with being aftermarket.
Or being able to personalise it to each person.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a nice unit, nice and quick, nice and fast, everything's good. I like that. It's a really nice unit. I look forward to putting it in a car and actually hearing it. We can play with one of these soon, I think. We might even stick one in the board. But it's a good one.
In the Morel board?
Well, maybe. We might do it just to see what it sounds like.
We'll be able to, because it's a single din chassis.
Double din screen.
And we've got a single din hole in that board down there.
So that's it, everyone. That is the new Pioneer SPH-DA77DAB. Not a bad start to the year. Nice new unit, new look, new chassis, new features. Pretty cool.